There you go. I'm supposed to introduce myself?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm David Jensen. I was born here in Stephen, or my hometown is Stephen. I lived northeast of town on a farm. Grew up here, I guess, all my life. I spent the 4 years in the service in the Air Force. Outside of that, it's been pretty much around here.
So you were in the Air Force, you enlisted?
Yes, I did.
How old were you when you enlisted?
I was 17. I was going to be 18 in November. I went in August, so my parents had to sign for me.
Okay.
So.
And where did you go? I mean, you were inducted, so.
Yeah, we had our pre-ops in Fargo. Took the train then to Lackland Air Force Base in Texas, and that's where basic training was. So.
And what year was this?
This would have been in the fall of 59.
Okay.
In August, last part of August in 59.
Okay, and you're in Lackland, and what'd you do?
Well, I spent 6 weeks in basic, and then I got my assignment for air police.
What was basic like? I've never done too many Air Force guys, so.
Actually, to me, it was pretty simple. I almost was in better shape going in than I did coming out as far as our training, as far as physical training. We didn't have a whole lot, really. We got a little bit more when I got to air police school.
But what, did you go to a firing range, or?
Yes, we did have that. We qualified.
What kind of weapons?
The carbine, 30 caliber carbine, and then when I got air police, then it was the 45. And we familiarized ourselves with the grease gun, or the burp, whatever you want to call it, and the bar. And that was pretty interesting, the bar, because we were using every fifth bullet was a tracer, and the target was out. We were on the Army post, and the target was out about 600 yards. It was a 30-gallon drum painted blaze orange. And in between there was kind of a ravine, and it was in the fall of the year, of course, and the deer were out. And 3 deer come running. Those tracers did not go to that barrel. They went to the deer.
Did you get the deer?
Well, they said we didn't. The sergeant shut us down, and he and the lieutenant and our sergeant disappeared for about 45 minutes, and they came back. You guys are poor shots, but they had blood on their boots. So we figured they were gutted out, but we didn't know for sure. But
so how many rounds does a BAR hold?
We had 20-round magazines.
20-round magazine?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's automatic, right?
Yes, automatic or semi-automatic, but
right.
Yeah, we were supposed to shoot it off in like 3-round or 4-round bursts if possible. So.
Okay. All right. So what else do you do? A lot of marching?
Mostly that, yes. We marched.
Everywhere you went?
Yeah, everywhere we went.
So how many guys in your platoon or whatever, you remember?
We had about 80 approximately in our flight. We call them flights.
Okay.
Which would be, I suppose, equivalency to a company in the Army or thereabouts. So.
Right, right. Okay, basic training, do you have a ceremony or anything? Graduation?
No, because we didn't complete our basic. We went halfway through our normal basic, and then I got assigned to my tech school, or my school that I was going to be in. And so then you completed that at the same time you were going to school. So when we had our graduation from our AP school, then it was also graduation from.
Okay, what school did you have? What was your MOS?
What was that, 50, 55-0 whatever. Now it's security, I suppose. It's changed a lot since I was in, because my son was at the Air Force Base, and now it's all in one. At that time, it was kind of split. The air police was kind of split in two. You had your base police, like a local cop almost, or your local patrol, and then you had your security, and which guarded when we got assigned to Cheyenne, Wyoming, where the Atlas was.
So is that what you were? You were like a military police?
Yes.
Okay. And how long did that take for you to get through that?
Let's see, we graduated actually the day before Christmas, so we shoved that last week into so everybody could get home for Christmas. So I guess training was actually about 3 months minus a week, so because we shoved that last week into one, which got to be pretty hectic, but we got home for Christmas.
So the Air Force is pretty nice to let you come home for Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So came home. How long were you home?
I left January 1st to go to Cheyenne. And
Okay. That's your new duty station?
yes.
How'd you get there?
I went by car. I had a
You drove?
53 Ford, so lasted me all through the service. And
So you had that the whole time you were in China?
yes, because I was stateside. I never did get overseas. I did go TDY up to Great Falls, Montana, which is Maelstrom Air Force Base, and that was the home of the Minuteman missile.
What does TDY mean?
Temporary duty assignment.
That pays pretty good, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, you get some extra pay. So, and,
So how long were you there?
a little over 30 days. It was a short. They were buying off the Minuteman missile faster than they could get personnel in to guard the sites.
Buying them off?
Yeah, well, I mean, the government was buying what you say after the contractor had gotten it completed enough, so the government took it over. They called it buying them out, you know, as they got them ready. So
They were in silos?
yes, that one is fueled and ready to go right away. You just go through your sequence, push the button, and go. Where the Atlas missile is sitting in an above-ground silo, and you have to raise it and then fuel it, and then it countdown is 30 minutes, and then it's fired.
So is it on a truck or tracks or?
No, that's
Stationary.
in a hardened silo
Okay,
up on top of the ground. It's cement hardened silo. So.
okay.
And during the during the Cuban crisis, we were closer to war than people thought, because we raised those missiles, fueled them up, counted them down to 10 minutes left on the countdown. And they sat there that way for about a little over 48 hours.
Really?
And we were on alert then, of course, all the time, and we had 12-hour shifts, so.
So when you say 12 hours, just you were guarding these missiles?
Yes, yeah, of course, at that time then I had been transferred to base police. So the sergeant sent me out to the west gate, which was our sole gate, really, and it was kind of a, well, afterthought kind of gate is really what it was, but it was open during the day. And he said, "Do you have a radio?" And I said, "Yes, I have a little portable." He said, take it with you," which we weren't supposed to have. He said, "You will hear it on the radio before I'll be able to notify you if something happens."
What kind of radio was it? Was it portable?
Just a portable, yeah.
Okay.
And that was strange to be told that to take a radio without post.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was to do then was to lock the gate and get in I had a vehicle, and then go to motor pool. And we were to escort the civilians then on base to a site in Colorado. So we were going to be pulling escort duty, but
Huh. So how long were you in?
I was in for 4 years.
But your duty station there was there the whole time?
Just, yeah, except for that
TDY.
basic and then a TDY jaunt up in Maelstrom, Montana. So.
Well, as you were there, did you get to go touring around or?
Oh yeah, we stream
someplace-
fished and went deer hunting. Had a buddy from Nebraska that his folks years ago had a ranch up around Casper or KC, north of Casper. So we went deer hunting there one fall, which was really nice country compared to, you know, different, put it that way, than around here.
A little hillier.
Yeah, yeah.
Where was he from in Nebraska, you know?
Just outside of Omaha, Springfield.
Springfield?
Yeah.
Yep. I've lived in Nebraska for a long time. We did
Oh,
some soccer
yeah.
tournaments there.
Yeah, it's just right outside of Omaha.
Yep.
But
Yep.
so, and now I suppose it's almost a suburb of Omaha, probably. It's that close. So.
Yeah. So you were there for over 3.5 years, huh?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
Did you come home on your leaves? Or?
Yes, I came home for my sister's graduation from Gustavus Adolphus and tried to get home for my folks' 25th. And it got to be so blasted cold, the train got delayed, so I missed the train connection or the Great Northern coming from the cities up here, so I didn't make it. I just turned around and went back to Cheyenne from St. Paul's.
Yeah, they tend to freeze up.
Yes. We got froze up once in Nebraska, and they had trouble with putting on a diner car. I think they changed the route, so they went through Des Moines, Iowa, instead of coming kitty corner across from Omaha.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, them front trains, they get air and moisture in those airlines and they freeze up.
Yes.
They ain't going nowhere, yeah. So you'd muster out in Wyoming too then? Or?
Yes. So.
And you had your 4-year commitment in?
Yes, I had the 4 years and then 2 years in active reserve because I had the 4 years active. If I had been, I think Army goes like 2 years active and 2 years inactive and then 2 years, or 2 years, inactive.
Inactive.
Or something like
reserve.
that. Yeah, reserve active and then 2
They
years.
could call you at any time.
Yeah.
But you didn't actually do reserves, but you could be called at any time.
Well, yeah, I suppose even after the
6-year commitment.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so you take well, you had your car, so you drove back, I suppose.
Yeah.
And what'd you do when you get out?
Well, I came home and started farming then, took over the books on the farming, and in the wintertime was working out. So, like odd jobs in seed houses or something like that. Or
So did you farm all your life?
Oh yes, until I think it was what, 91 or 92.
Okay.
Then Penny and I rented it out. We managed to get the farm paid for, but it was getting to the point where it was just kind of breaking even. We were working out to eat, so.
So you were living on the farm at the time?
Yes, until then.
And then you moved into town?
Yeah, we moved into town in 2000. So,
You've been here ever since?
yep, in town, yeah.
And you were helping other farmers for a while, weren't you?
Pardon?
Weren't you helping other farmers for a while, or?
Yeah, I helped a little bit. I still, odd job, like I top beats maybe in the fall or something like that.
Yeah.
I've been driving tender truck for Simplot once in a while. I didn't this spring, but so.
During your military career, did you wish you'd have done something different, or?
No, I wish I could have gotten a jaunt overseas though. I missed the first go around, you know, and when your time kind of accrues enough so you're kind of eligible for overseas duty. I missed that because the air police was always so short-manned because they were buying these missile sites off and getting them ready, and they weren't putting through enough personnel. So I got pretty much stuck here stateside because I missed that first go around. So I wish I had gotten a tour someplace.
When you said first go around to go overseas, you mean?
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
And where do you think you'd have went if you would have went overseas? Germany?
It's hard to say. There was an opening in Turkey, and I forget the name of the Air Force base. It's the one that Powers left in his spy plane from and flew over Russia and got shot down finally. But I forget the name of the Air Force base there in Turkey. But
So you feel your military career, you did okay?
I guess so. Yeah. It's surprising when I got off of security and went to base police. It was just like being almost a patrolman in a small city.
Okay.
You drive around, and of course, one evening, beautiful evening, and I took a kind of a short, quick spin through the housing area. And here's a little tyke going down the sidewalk with his blanket behind him and nobody around. So I stopped, picked him up, asked him where he, pointed out. I said, where do you live? And he pointed out, and he points to one of the houses about two houses down. So I walk up and knock on the door. I said, are you missing somebody? They were pretty surprised. He had taken his blanket and away he went.
Yeah, nowadays that probably wouldn't be a good thing.
No, of course this is on base, so that helps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
but
So, anything about your military career you want to talk about, or anything you want to add?
well, not more than, I guess, the closest thing you come to, what's it say, action would have been during that Cuban crisis.
Got kind of exciting there, didn't it?
Well, yes and no. It's your adrenaline keeps you going. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
What could have happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been pretty ugly.
They said the Navy was told to send the first shot over the bow of the lead ship, and if they didn't turn, the next one goes in. So,
Yeah.
and they were within, I guess, they figure around 20 minutes before that. Finally, the lead ship turned and went. But so,
Yeah, it was a trying time, that's for sure. Well, David, I want to thank you for doing this interview, and thank you for your service.
and thank you for yours.